Yo, what is going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today we have Avataro Sentai Donbrothers episode 21. Now we've been on the Kamen tip for a while now, so let's get back to some Super Sentai, why don't we? So basically in this episode we ended up seeing that Blue gets kidnapped by these guys after he ends up helping some kids with a soccer ball. It turns out these guys are actually from a like kind of a mob boss family, or so we're led to believe. Turns out they actually recognized him they actually thought he was somebody else because he transformed into his ranger form. So you see that this guy was, he ends up getting kidnapped by these guys, and then that's when the boss comes in and says, "Nah, this ain't him." But he's the one that but like, oh, this ain't him. But he transformed into that blue monkey thing, and then that's when this car comes in and saves Blue, and then turns out we end up meeting a former member of the Donbrothers. This guy was also Saru brother, and he ends up losing his powers because he was using the Donbrothers power and stuff like that to basically just have fun with it, and he didn't do any fighting, or he didn't do any fighting monsters or anything like that, so he ends up losing his powers. You end up finding out that the reason why this mean like crime kind of family wants him is because he stole something from they basically were being disingenuous with each other, and we see that the former Saru brother he stole a autograph from autograph of a famous actor that the boss actually liked. Turns out these guys aren't a crime boss family, but turns out they're actually just guys who work at a noodle shop, and the former Saru brother also worked at this place, and he ended up stealing that autograph, and he ends up selling it. Turns out we actually see that he ends up becoming like good friends with Blue, stuff like that, and that's Blue's whole thing. And this is basically trying to get everybody to his whole imagination philosophies and stuff like that, trying to get a lot of people to basically believe in it so their lives can be better, essentially. So we see that turns out the reason why the former Saru brother stole this autograph because he wants the special sauce that this place makes. So they end up making a trade. He ends up giving him back the autograph, and they end up giving him back the sauce. Turns out they go back to Blue's house, and turns out the sauce is fake. It's not the real sauce. And then that's when the boss comes into Blue's house, and he turns out that the autograph was not the real autograph. So what happens is we actually see that Blue ends up making them like believe in imagination, and actually believe in imagination, and actually makes them does like a genjutsu on them, and they end up thinking that they're in a desert, really hot desert and stuff like that. And that's when he ends up getting the boss to not care about the whole sauce thing, or the whole autograph thing anymore. So we see that Saru brother, he ends up becoming a Hitotsuki. But also the B plot of this episode as well, that Sonoza has kidnapped Haruka, and turns out he read all of her manga, and now he wants her to write more. He kidnaps her and gives her all the supplies and stuff like that for her to draw new manga. She ends up drawing a bunch of new manga stuff like that, and he does not like it. He doesn't like it. And what happens is she ends up getting inspired again to actually write and draw manga again. And it turns out, because of the fight that's going on with Blue, she ends up getting teleported there anyway. So we see that Blue is fighting this guy after he ends up becoming a Hitotsuki, and they're having like this one-on-one fight, stuff like that, and then they end up transforming into Don Onimajin. And I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna have a mech battle, but nope, we don't get a mech battle. I actually forgot that their Robotaro form, that Don Onimajin, Onimajin, I forgot that form could be used as like a regular size form and also a mech. Like I forgot that they could do that. But they ended up also defeating him. And they basically ended up defeating him. But we also got a fight between Jiru and Don Morisame, and we see we get a little bit more dialogue from Don Morisame. Like he asks his so-called mother, air quotes. He asks her, "What was I? What was the Morisame created for?" And she's like, "That question is irrelevant. I just need you to fight." So this mother, so to speak, just wants him to fight essentially, and he ends up transforming. He turns out we see a new power that he has where he can transform into other rangers, just like Jiru can transform into other rangers. Note that Jiru is still stuck in his other personality where he turns into Don Tortobolt. So yeah, Jiru's still stuck in that mindset right now, and he's fighting him, and he ends up turning into we see that Jiru ends up transforming into the White Ranger, the White Tiger Ranger. He ends up transforming into that, and they fight for a little while, and then that's when Morisame ends up leaving. After that, we see that Jiru actually says that, "Why can I feel nothing but sorrow coming from him?" So I guess we got a little bit more insight on Morisame, but it wasn't much at all. Like we got him to say some more words, and also we know that he can do an avatar change. He was as we ended up seeing that I guess he was also created to fight against the bestials, because we did see the cat bestial who's possessing the police chief guy. He ends up eating a person, but turns out it's actually that person is actually impersonating one of the grunts. He's disguised as a regular person, but the grunts that they fight sometimes, because we haven't seen them in a minute, but and he ends up eating that one, and he ends up just walking off. I didn't know he did that. I didn't know he wanted to eat them or could eat them. Lately we just see him eating regular food, but it was weird. But yeah, and then Don Morisame, he's been here for about 3 or 4 episodes now, and we don't know nothing about him, I guess. Well, we know that he was created, so he's not like a person, and he was created, I guess maybe he was created to fight against the bestials. That's why his so-called mother, as he told him to fight the bestial, and as he fight the bestial and stop him from eating that grunt. But yeah, also Jiru still stuck in his Don Tortobolt form and not appearing to Tato or anything like that was kind of weird. And the fact that this was more a Saru brother, kind of eccentric episode, like his own little adventure he had. He actually, he did some pretty good fighting in this episode. Like I've never really have seen him fight like this well, one-on-one with a Hitotsuki, And this Hitotsuki was actually pretty freaking dope. It was a samurai Hitotsuki, which was dope. I love samurai stuff. Samurai stuff has always been my thing. But yeah, but overall this episode was cool. It was nice to see Saru brother go on his own little adventure and stuff like that. It was really also very cool to meet a former member of the Donbrothers. It actually said that there's actually been 5,000 other members of the Donbrothers. So there's been 5,000. This team has existed for a very, very long time, it seems. Since there have been 5,000 members, and the fact that Kaito knows this is also weird. That's also questions that just further gets me to believe that this isn't Kaito. I still really feel like this really isn't Kaito. Maybe it is Kaito, but it still feels like Kaito's probably possessed by that god from Zenkaiger. So maybe, but yeah, 5,000 members, I kind of hope we meet some others. I kind of hope we meet some other former members of the Donbrothers, to see how that can actually go. But I'm all the guy he was blue, so I'm wondering who was his other team members? That begs the question, who was his other team members, and are they still alive, or did they also lose their powers and stuff like that for using their powers in the wrong way? Who knows? But it'd be cool to see some other former members of the Donbrothers. But other than that, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Avataro Sentai Donbrothers episode 21, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember, stay henshined.